Well, hello and welcome to another live episode of Frags and Beer Gaming, 7 Days to Die. This is our second mining sort of training tutorial, PSA. If you have missed the first one, Mining Basics, it's on our channel. Look at the 7 Days to Die videos and you'll see it right there. I learned a lot mining the first time around I played this. I learned a lot of what not to do and some tips on some things to do. And, excuse me, a lot of ums there. I'm trying to think of what to say. So I wanted to share the basics with you, how to get a mine started, how to safely mine without having a collapse, how to probe for ore in an efficient manner, because you're going to get more stone than you possibly need. So let me show you what I mean. This is the underside of our current base. It's actually the car fort over by a lake. Some of you guys might be familiar with it. See, all of this stone from mining, from looking for other ore, and let's say, for example, coal is one of the veins I found, and this is how much coal I got. So you can see what a row and a third versus here's all the stone that I found. You do need a lot of stone when you start building concrete structures, but mining for stone is not exactly the most efficient way to do things. Also, we've been breaking down a lot of iron, but we did get quite a bit of iron while I was mining for stone, or while I was cutting through. So I was hearing something. I think that was just me moving around. Finally got my mining helmet. So again, make sure you have everything you need before you go down into the mine. Want to make sure we have some food, some water, has some repair kits for our tools. I am hearing something. I think it's a popping in my ear I'm hearing when I talk. Huh. Okay, anyway, make sure you have your tools. Make sure you have repair kits for your tools and food and water. Never go down in the mine empty-handed. All right, so our mine shaft has been upgraded a little bit since our last episode, I think. It has been upgraded to include an escape tunnel to our Hort Tower, which is a little ways away that way. So I sort of built this structure. I also need to build a hatch. For sure no zombies get into our base. So down the hole we go. Now we've cut all the way down to the bedrock to start our probe, and you're going to see a giant hole here soon. Oh, a little stuck. If you get stuck, wiggle around a little bit. So see, this is one of the cave areas that I excavated previously. So to show you some of the basics, a real quick refresher, and then the advanced stuff. So I built this, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This 8x8 box. 2 high at the door and then 2 high above. So you'll see this is 2 blocks until we get to the next level. The way we're going to do this. The most efficient way for the basics to do a probe is to cut you a 2 wide tunnel straight out. Just keep cutting until you either find something or you get bored. Or you want to change direction. Then when you come back, you want to leave yourself a column, a space, and then cut a straight single wide tunnel and run them parallel to each other. And this one goes that way. So next time I'll put a block down and I'll start here and start cutting that way and so on. That's the most efficient way to probe for ore without collapsing your tunnel on yourself. If you just dig giant swaths of rock, you may not find anything, and you may kill yourself in a collapse. So this is my mine shaft here, and this is Dead Meat's over here. And you can see Dead Meat started that way, but he quickly, he threw up some supports, and he quickly found that he wasn't getting anywhere cutting this way. So he started cutting, and he found himself some stuff. So I'm going to turn my light on here. I think my light's on. All right, so I'm going to show you the first thing I did is I cut in here right away, and I found iron and coal, like immediately. I cut down into a vein of iron and coal. So I started hollowing it out. So this is the first technique. I'm going to show you two different techniques when you discover a vein that I use to avoid collapse. So once I had cut some of it out, what you want to do is you want to avoid undercutting your vein, because there's a lot of sand in there. And if you cut too much underneath, you might wind up with a major collapse. And if ore collapses, you don't always recover it all. So you don't want to collapse. That's bad. So I dug a second level and started cutting it out, and it kept going. So then, and you can see I did this in a very organized fashion, because eventually we're going to need to do the same things in these other tunnels. Then I cut up here, and I built another thing, and I finally reached the top. I finally reached stone, and you can see there's a few pieces, like there's some coal right there that I didn't get last time I was here. But for the most part, I cleared it out, and I discovered that it kept going up this way into this chamber, which was all iron and coal. And I hollowed that out from the top down as best I could and worked my way back down to the bedrock. Couple of tips: if you missed the basics video, never cut directly above your head like I just did. You can see there's some coal up there. We'll reach that eventually. That's not enough to make it worth it. Try to cut at an angle away from you. That way, if there is a collapse, the chances of it falling on your head are a lot lower. Alright, so now I'm going to show you the second technique. We're just going to drop down here. Alright, so I got done hollowing all of that out. Excuse me, I get a drink here. I finished hollowing all of that out, and it's time to move on. Probe for another vein. Now I probed down at the bottom. I'll show you what I did first. So I ran, and this is going to get a little claustrophobic, so fair warning, if you guys are claustrophobic, mining may not be for you. So I was cutting my straight, probe tunnel, probe shaft, whatever you want to call it, and I hit ore. Usually you'll hit sand first. You can tell when you're about to hit ore because you're going to hit sand. Most likely you're going to hit sand first. And what you want to avoid is cutting. See, I don't want to cut this sand above my head. The more you cut away, the more likely you're going to have a cave-in. So what I did then is I turned right. You can turn left too. And I started cutting at the edge of the ore / sand pocket, so to speak. And here I found iron, I found nitrate, more sand, more iron, and then I ran into lead. So we've got a 3 ore pocket here, which is pretty lucky. In 7 days, I considered myself lucky to find 2 together. This time I found 3 together. Alright, so I worked my way around the perimeter to sort of see how big this thing was. And it's a pretty good size ore pocket, right? So then, here's what I did. I went up a level, and I'm going to show you the second technique of cutting ore out without killing yourself or having a cave-in and losing all the ore. Alright, so we're going to go up here and make sure my flashlight's working. I just got a new mining helmet, and I'm not certain the light's on. Is it on? Maybe it's always on. Oh, I don't know. Maybe it's not on. How do I turn the headlamp on? Or is it always on? Anyway, I came up here and I found my ore pocket again. And it was really easy because it's actually not quite as far down the tunnel. So you can see this ore pocket sort of goes up in a different direction. So then I started cutting, and what I did is I decided to try something different. And I started working my way up. I'm still working on the edge, you can see. But I started working my way up and following the ore all the way to the top. My flashlight must be on. See, all the way up here until I hit rock. And this is where I hit rock. Okay, so everything above me, as you can see, It's all just stone. There's no ore up here at all. Let me check this a little to see how it's discolored there. Double check. Yep, all stone. So once I reached the top, then I got down here and I just started cutting the perimeter. Because this thing may go this way. It may be sort of pear-shaped. It may go down at different angles. I don't know. So I cut the perimeter. And then what I'm going to do is clear out this. And I'm not going to do the whole thing while you're sitting here. That's going to be kind of boring. But I would cut this all the way across. Now you can see I'm crouching. This gets super loud if you're standing up. So I crouch to make it quieter. So once I'm done doing the inside and leveling this out, so to speak, then I'll work my way around the perimeter again and sort of cut at an angle to make sure I don't miss any, you know, the ore might take a different path as we work our way down, which you can see right there. It's starting to go that way. See, that's all stone. That's all stone. But we've hit some more iron. So we're going to cut one channel down all the way around the perimeter and do the same thing. Hollow out the section. And I'm not entirely certain. My mining helmet's on. I don't see like a beam of light like I normally see when I'm wearing. Let me do this. Let me take it off. That didn't change anything, did it? That's really weird. So what turns on the mining helmet? And why can I see underground without it on? Helmet offers good defense, usually found. Press F to activate, hold F to activate multiple items. I don't know what's going on. I can't seem to turn on or off the mining helmet. That's really strange. And I don't have any torches. I think I'm going to have to bring... I have another helmet with a flashlight. I think I'm going to have to bring that up and see what's going on. Anyway, how long have we been going? Looking for the time on the video stream. It doesn't say. I thought it said how long we've been streaming. I don't want to just cut this short like a 10-minute video. Alright, so one of the things I make sure I bring down is enough wood so that I can build supports, so that I can build walkways, catwalks, ladders. So make sure you have enough wood when you come down into the tunnels. You know what I should do? I think I know what I should do. Alright, let's try this. Hold on. There's a key for looking at, like, changing the camera view. Let me see what that is real quick. Global switch view. Is that F5? No. Oh, push to talk. There's actually a push to talk. I didn't know that would work. Change camera, left alt. No. How do I switch my camera? Here we go, learning some things about 7 Days to Die that I forgot how to do. I used to know how to do this. How to change like the detach camera, P and O. No, something's goofy. Like the controls don't seem to be working the same. Is that a 0? Maybe that's a 0. Trying to see if there's a way. Maybe that's a 0. No, I do not know how to change views. That's really weird. Because O just brings up your quest, so it must be 0. But it doesn't seem to want to do it, and I can't tell if this is actually working or not because I can't see myself. Anyway, let me take a look and see how long we've been streaming. I want to make sure you guys get a good bit of video, about 15 minutes for this advanced mining tutorial. What else can we teach you? Oh, no, don't do that. What else can I teach you about the mining in 7 Days to Die? Oh, yes, perks. Okay, so I messed up. The new Alpha 18 perk system or skill point system works differently than the previous version. So you can see I have most of my skills like 1, 1, 1, 1, you know, ones all over here. That was not intentional because I didn't realize that each level of these requires a higher level of the top attributes. So bear in mind, like if you want to rank up your miner 69er, you have to rank up your strength along with it. So as you can see, this miner 69er, the top tier, level 5, requires a 7 strength. The mother load perk is also, I believe, the same. Yeah, to get all the way to mother load, you have to have 7. Sexual Tyrannosaurus, same way. So I didn't realize that at first. They changed up the skill tree with Alpha 18, and that really threw me at first. So my skills are not the best. I don't like the way they're laid out. I wish there was a way. There's a way to reset them. I don't know, but I'll find out some other time. But yeah, I think that's about it. So as I work my way down this shaft, eventually I will hit bedrock, and I will have cleared out all of the ore. Now I can feel relatively safe that the stone above me is not going to collapse. I know if it gets too large, if the cavern gets really, really big, that can happen. But as you saw in my previous cavern, that was a massive cavern, and it had not collapsed on me. So I think it's a safe bet that this is also not going to collapse on me. So I'm going to figure out what's going on with my mining helmet. I'm going to find my way back out of this. There's my rabbit hole, my escape hole. So I think that's it, really. I just wanted to give you guys a quick advanced mining video. I will probably be bringing you more content soon with some Guild Wars 2. There was a new living story release, and I know you guys like to see me play Guild Wars 2 because I get a lot of views on those videos. So we will be moving to that just for a few videos to do the living story. And that next episode, I'm really enjoying the new season. I just don't play Guild Wars 2 as much as I did before, so I'm really just picking it up when the new content comes out. I'll probably get hooked on it again at some point. But for right now, this is the game that's got me hooked. So anyway, thank you guys so much for joining me. If you're watching the recording, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you like about the content, what you don't like, and what you want to see more of.